What's up, guys? Welcome to another exciting episode of Muvi Kut. I am Drake, your superstar host. Muvi Kut is the show where we dissect movies, we talk about the CGI, the storyline, and even the casting for the movies. I have a guest on the show who I'll be introducing right after the break. Welcome back from the break. My guest with me is no other person but the educated
area boy. Emphasis on area.
Area.
Yes, it's pretty important.
My guest on the show today is no other person but the educated area boy.
Yes, sir.
Westy Baba.
You're
Jack, you're looking good though.
That's so much. It's government money, I'm talking.
I can see it. We're going to be dissecting no other movie but Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
What does SHIELD stand for, Agent Ward?
Strategic Homeland Intervention, Enforcement, and Logistics Division.
And what does that mean to you?
Means someone really wanted our initials to spell out SHIELD.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan. I've been following it right from the very beginning. Yes.
Down to what episode are you in right now?
Whatever is the latest episode, I'm very sure I am up to date. Even if it's maybe just an episode, maybe I missed one, yeah. But I think I'm up to date, yeah.
Okay, so tell us a little bit what you feel about the movie.
No, the series, the whole idea was absolutely brilliant because obviously it's you can't call it a spin-off, but I think it was particularly created for television from the Marvel universe, and it made a lot of sense, especially with the characters that they used. They used very relatable, in quote, human
faces.
Characters, but of course with the powers they have, that changes everything. But
how do you feel about the fact that they changed the whole story? Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was a group thing. They had a way of blending in everything, but that season now, it was like, that particular season, it was like they focused on them, back to the future, to the present.
I think, first and foremost, I totally trust the writers at Marvel. I totally trust them. Casting is a different thing.
Are you saying this just because of his Marvel?
No, I trust, look, come on, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They know what they're doing. I have a feeling that at that point in the story, they were also checking feelers from their fans as well. The energy that was coming from the storyline, the story arc of those characters was very strong at that time. But I think after that, they came back again a little bit and started bringing people in. But at that point, yes, you're not the only person that was saying, what's going on? What's happening to the other people?
Yeah.
But for me, I trusted the process, and I think it was still satisfying for me, I think.
So what was your favorite season from 1 to 6?
I like the first season, actually. The first season for me, you know how they say the first one is always the sweetest?
The sweetest. For me it was season 4. When Ghost Rider came into the picture.
Nah, I'm not a big fan of Ghost Rider.
I'm a big fan. No,
and Nicolas Cage absolutely destroyed that for me, actually.
Yeah, but it wasn't,
forget the character. Nicolas Cage playing that character destroyed it for me, as in it was very traumatic to watch. It was...
So moving on. Who do we blame for that? Let it just fly in the air, disappear.
Definitely the casting. Reason why I love season 1 was because it was a very novel idea, and I'm a big fan of novel ideas. What they were trying to do with the series at the time, based on the fact that the movies and the comic books were already a huge success anyway. Yeah. So it was fun to watch it unravel, and then people actually, the fandom build. So I think that's why season 1 for me will always be unique.
Don't you think at some point, you were tired of seeing Coulson's face?
Yeah, but
1, 2, 3, 4, season 4. There was no time he died season 5. Season 4 came back as bad guy in season 5.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay.
At some point it became very predictable that he's going to come back, and it was just how was he going to come back was now the thing.
Say the truth, though.
Yeah. I like Coulson. Look, I like Phil. He's a fantastic character, and the fact that the way he's able to separate the characters, when he's Sergeant. You can even in the way he talks, his eyes, his carriage, is very subtle.
Changes.
But you can see that it's different characters.
Playing.
So seeing his face, many times Lazarus rising like flower, like dough. It's all right. It's okay. You're trying to force me into it.
Yes, you're trying to avoid it.
I'm a Phil fan forever. Sarge, I got you. We see your face. And come back anytime. Season 22.
Okay, in a nutshell.
Yeah.
What would you rate it over 10?
Over 10? 9.8.
9.8, that's really high.
Yeah, Look, the records are there. It's one of the most successful franchises. Let's not.
Should I tell them what you said?
Number,
should I tell them what you said before?
What did I say before?
He said he's lying. That he got tired of the season. At some point, I will not. I'm just saying what you said.
No,
that you said.
no.
We'll be going for a short break. We'll be right back. Oh, welcome back from that wonderful break. We'll be switching over to the next segment of the movie.
Drinks!
That's not what I meant.
Oh, sorry. Not that. You can blame.
What I'm talking about vintage movies right now.
I thought. Sorry.
Okay, what would be your first choice for a vintage movie?
It depends on what color you're talking about of the movies. No way. Let's keep going. All right, I'm a big fan of movies like Gone with the Wind, Titanic, Independence Day. You know, when I say Independence Day, it's vintage already. Think about it. How old were you when Independence Day played?
When did independence even begin?
No, not that. Not Nigeria's independence now. Don't share. You're embarrassing me on public television.
No, now I say the same thing.
Independence with Smith. You know with Smith.
I know now, the first one.
Yes, now how old were you? It's vintage.
You cannot say that. For me to think like that, you know.
All right, but there's always this thing of when you ask people about vintage movies, they tend to mention epics.
Okay, for me, number one on my list would be Universal Soldiers.
Okay. Now, when you say vintage, classic? I think that's a classic. Universal Soldiers is a classic.
It's a classic.
Yeah, vintage seems to, because if I watch it now, it's still as fresh as it was then for me. I love it. One of the greatest movies ever made.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, but why I still classify vintage? Because of if we should talk about the CGI and
no, there was no. What is CGI? There was no computer. Not to talk of generating any images. What are you saying?
That's because it's old.
But wait, you want to talk about that? I'll tell you what. You know Star Wars?
Yes.
The biggest franchise ever. They shot it in something like this. They just built cardboard like this, and they carried back in 70s. Then that was CGI in quote, and it was still better than some of the things you have to now.
Fine. Let's start with.
In fact, it's better than everything that we have in Nollywood. Yes, they shot it on cardboard
My
like
chest.
this. Hey. I'm sorry. Hey.
Oh my God! God. Terminator.
Wait, hold up. Now you can't just say Terminator now. You have to. Which one?
Okay. We're talking about the Terminator, going way back, talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger.
The main one.
The main Terminator.
Not the one that is a old man chasing something up and down. No. It's the robot that is doing the acting.
No. Terminator, the first Terminator.
Arnold Schwarzenegger is the Terminator.
For that genre at that time, I think the closest thing then was RoboCop.
Yes.
I think
RoboCop was before.
There was still a cyborg. There was another cyborg movie, if I remember. But that genre was very. It didn't have
very scanty.
Yes, it didn't have a lot of. But it blew it. It blew everything up. With all the other genres that even the romance, any genre that was even by mistake or even passing. When Terminator was in the cinemas, it would just
kill you.
There's no story.
It terminates you.
Even if you're not an action buff, or even the ladies, the girls, everybody wanted to see it because it was, that's the conspiracy theory.
Yes, was really nice.
We've always been thinking that eventually technology was going to take
over.
Fun fact: do you know that company actually exists?
Are you serious?
Yes, and that's what they're into as well.
Skynet.
Robotics. Yes, look it up.
Wow. Skynet.
Yeah, they exist and they're into robotics. In fact, I think they've even built some interesting AI as well.
So should we be worrisome?
Well, think about it. If somebody does a movie over 3 decades ago and mentions a name, and then 3 decades after,
it is existing. And they're doing exactly the same thing.
They don't need to tell you when village people are knocking.
Village people?
It's Skynet. Okay. It's all right. Be there. Me, I've already got to do my own. I'm going to protect myself just in case. You won't ask me how.
Oh no, I can't. I don't want to know right now.
The robots are coming.
I'm tempted to ask another question after that.
What question are you?
Good. Moving on. Now, Terminator transcended into the Judgment Day.
Well, the sequels. Yeah, the virtual sequel was Judgment Day.
Okay, now, for me, Judgment Day was my favorite. So, if I was to pick Judgment Day and say, okay, let's judge this movie.
For your mind.
Massively now. For my mind.
It's okay.
The storyline, it kept on, well, I'll just say they kept on twisting the story in a very nice way. But the whole back and forth, future, present, came to terminate this person, moved to the future. Then the fact that in 3, 4, they now twisted the fact that he became the bad guy. Did you enjoy the twist?
I like the twist because at some point I was like, the franchise had to continue because it was too big to drop at the first sequel or the third sequel. So obviously they needed to figure out a way to keep you engaged. Yeah, Sarah Connor, blah, 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 I have to save her son, whatever. But at some point we know that is your arc. What else do you have to give? So bringing that in, I think, it gave it the injection it needed at that time.
At that time?
Yeah, so yeah.
So what about this time, now that the sequel built up to the...
It's okay now, it's okay. Please, want to be going home.
No, let's say
No, it's okay.
You don't talk about the dark fate.
It's too much. I'm sorry, Terminator. After a while, even when it came out in cinemas, and that's sad for even me. I'm a great, I love movies like that.
Why didn't you enjoy it?
It was too much. It was predictable. I knew what was going to happen. I knew it was going to be a lot of CGI, a lot of effects, and I knew the story would be watery at best because they had done the best they could
at that time.
Anything else would just be kilo day.
But there's some movies that are like that.
Very soon I say Terminator featuring Baba Sue because they are bored. That's where they are going. UK, just say Funke Akindele. Say I said so.
Titanic was one movie that really got to me. That was the first movie I watched and I cried.
Please stop that. You know, like 90% of men say that.
No, I was shocked,
including me.
It was really touching.
Let me paint the picture for you. It was University of Lagos. It was 7:30 p.m. A young man and his girlfriend strolled into the main auditorium to watch Titanic. Strong guy was what he was for me. 1 hour into the movie, it was a sobbing wreck.
And lady?
She was just looking at what kind of rubbish is all this rubbish. That guy was not me. It was actually. And Titanic did that with everybody because the story was was beautiful. It was a simple story for an epic. And I like what they did with that.
I was caught with even the casting was awesome.
What are you saying now? Leo, that was Leo, Kate, that was the springboard now. After that, there was no stopping them, basically. So, yeah, I totally agree. Titanic was beautiful. I like the fact that they took a very simple storyline and put it into the epic because it was just about this woman that, fell in love on a boat, a big boat that eventually sunk. And that was the in writing they call that your storyline A, and it was so simple, but the storyline B and C was everything else. And it was huge, but still did not mask the main story, and that's very difficult to do with epics.
Yeah, especially the fact where at the end of the movie they showed her at her old age.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
It made me felt like it was high grade Igodo.
They tried.
High grade Igodo.
No, don't ever, Raquel, do not ever compare Titanic to a Nigerian movie, please. I beg you.
Are you trying to say? No, from the beginning of this show, you have been saying a lot about Nollywood.
No, see, I have a challenge for you. Show me this clip. Muvi Kut, I challenge you to show me a clip of a Nigerian in a Nigerian movie getting hit by a car at high speed.
Did he do it in Titanic now?
That is the simplest one. Do you know how people do it? The guy will walk like this and then he'll just on the screen and the motor don't jam him. And you want to compare Igodo to Titanic.
There's no car driving now.
Please, who is the producer of this show? Reduce his salary.
No. Small play, you just be. We'll take a break, please. We'll be back. Okay, so now headed over to movies to come. I mean, sorry, movies to anticipate, movies to look out for. Fast 9 is approaching. Yes, the sequel. This is part 9, Fast and Furious 9. Are you not happy about it?
I'm tired.
I'm
exhausted.
Of
I've seen cars chase each other.
yeah, so
It's enough. I think they should have stopped at 7. 7, perfect, and it's okay. It's okay because how much further can you push this storyline? How much further? No matter what you do, yeah, we're going to see fast cars chase each other, and then the heroes are going to win at the end. There is no curve, there is no twist, there is nothing you can bring in. Short of bringing back
the Chinese guy who died is coming back.
No,
From
bring
the
all the
trailer.
people that have died, including the real ones.
No,
It's okay. Sometimes franchises make this mistake. The reason why the Fast franchise keeps churning out is because the box office numbers don't lie.
Yeah.
They have a mad fan base that, even if they do it to 22, they will still go to the cinemas, they will still buy the merchandise. But for me, a regular movie buff, it was good while it lasted. I think it should have stopped at 7. So I'm not anticipating or nor am I going to watch.
So you're not telling them to look forward to it.
So I'm not looking forward to it when it comes. What?
And that's all we have for you on Muvi Kut. We'll see you next time on another awesome episode. I am Drake, your superstar host, and I'm still with my star guest, Westy Baba. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on all social media platforms. Click the notification button so you get more. Before I go, I'll leave you with some movie fun facts. See you next time.